are you? You must not value your life. Bathe in your blood! Die, die, die!
What is going on, FG3000? Back in the place to be, and welcome to Outerplane. So what exactly is this game, right? So this is the newest hero collector published, not developed, but published by Smilegate. You might know them from Lost Ark and of course Epic 7. Some people even called this game Epic 8. Some other people called it Epic 6. One dude even called it Epic 1. So what is it really, right? So let's go ahead and jump on in, starting off with the heroes that you can collect. But before we can even talk about the heroes, dude, we have to address this ugly elephant in the room. This UI is atrocious. Look like something that came out of 1972. All right, like the UI is so bad and it does not do the game any favors, right? Because the characters themselves are actually quite good, extremely good voice acting, good ultimates, good diversity. A lot of physics going on. Like, the characters are really trying their best to carry the rest of this really ugly UI. I like this character. She is a clumsy maid servant who died, right? She died and she's still trying to do her job, dude. She's quite cute. But the game is trying its best to make you ignore all of the ugly UI elements. And if you can get by that, it's actually a pretty solid game because most of this game's foundation comes from Epic 7. Yes, they're from the same publisher, not from the same developer, but a lot of the things that you liked about Epic 7 are here and represented here in this game, right? So let's go ahead and jump on into some combat, shall we? We're gonna go over here to adventures. So far in this game, you have adventure, side story, challenge, and arena. So let's start off with adventure, shall we? I'm currently here on chapter 4. Let's go back a level, you know what I'm saying? That one's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? We'll select a team here. This is a stamina-based hero collector with sweet tickets, patooey. Here's the team that I'm bringing. It does have an elemental weakness system here. So I'm gonna bring these 4 units to combat. Of course, I can also do a little auto. So if I don't know exactly which team I want to bring, I can have the game set it up for me. Now the auto isn't really good about setting up your chain skill, so you're gonna have to do this manually. I'll show you more about this here in combat, but basically this combo gets started off with this character. I have 2 characters that kind of lead into the combo, and then I have another character to finish the combo. So as long as you have a complete set of characters all doing their part within the combo, you'll have a full, guess what, combo. Let's go ahead and jump on in, shall we? Looks like we're going against a dark elemental type hero here. Full loading screen was left in the video so you can kind of get a feel for it. Quite quick, as you guys can see. Oh yeah, we're fighting my favorite little, my little servant lady there. She's so cute. Look like she drops plates and drops hot tea on you. She's kind of fun. So this is going to be your traditional turn-based JRPG style combat system, right? And very similar to Epic 7, some characters are going to have more skills, more passives, and it just really depends on the character themselves. Also in this game, the enemies are going to have a break bar. You can see the enemy right over here is 20 out of 26. So if I deplete the rest of these 20 points, I'll break her and I'll be able to do more damage. And you can see exactly how many break points abilities do right here on the tooltip. So this one right over here is going to reduce it by 2, and you can see she goes down to 18. Breaker do a ton of damage. So let's go ahead and let autoplay kind of run through here so you can see some of the really awesome animations, dude. I'm telling you, the animations and the voice actors are doing work in this game, like straight up. Uh-oh. Oh no! Very, very cool. Now let me build up my AP-ness here so you can see the other aspect of this game. I don't want to put it on autoplay completely because I don't want the game to burn my AP points. So let's just keep going here for a second. Hopefully you don't die. All right. So you also have AP. So Epic 7 definitely has something very similar to this where you can basically amplify the power of your next skill. So for example, my healer, if I use my AP on this skill, it'll help her recover action points. And as I get more star levels on each one of these characters, I unlock different burst skills. This game also has a pretty nice quality of life here on autoplay. So if I don't want, and I don't want my healer to use my AP-ness, so I can disable this and I can just lock it in on these other characters. So once again, I can kind of do that, hit OK, hit autoplay, and now I don't have to worry about certain characters using AP when I don't want them to, which is always great, right? You know, a lot of these games that we play, eventually we start playing these bad boys on autoplay quite a bit. So it's always nice to have that level of flexibility to be able to kind of customize said autoplay, right? So that is that. Beat the stage, 3-starred. Once you 3-star the stage, you can't auto repeat this bad boy. Like I mentioned, the game does have sweep tickets. tickets. I don't know why games have sweep tickets in 2023, but they do, right? So if I want to go in and do auto repeat, I can tell the game how many stages I want to auto repeat, and if I want to sweep it, I can say I want to sweep it. I've been playing for about 3 days and I only have 10 sweep tickets. There's places where I can buy some in the shops and whatnot, but bruh, stamina is already a limiting factor enough, right? Why do we need sweep tickets? Restart on defeat, and it can stop when one of your heroes hits a maximum level, which you always appreciate. And of course, you can customize your skill set here in auto combat as well. So not bad when it comes to the quality of life, but I would have definitely preferred to not have sweep tickets. That is the campaign. As you can see here, goes all the way up to 10 episodes worth, and you also have a hard mode, which unlocks on chapter 10 as well. If we go back over here, we'll talk about that later. Outside of that, you also have side story, very generic, right? Same exact gameplay, but here you get to learn about some of your favorite characters, pretty straightforward. If we jump over here to the challenge mode, you have 3 daily resource grinds, right? You have gold, you have food, which is EXP, and then you have upgrade stones, which allow you to break through your levels, right? So once you hit level 20, you need some stones to go to 30, then you need some stones to go to 40, etc., etc. Now, this is where a lot of your auto repeatness is going to take place, is going to be on these boss fights. So let's go ahead and fight this Chimera, because of course we have to. She's going to drop different types of gear sets, right? So counterattack, accuracy, speed, and critical strike. So basically, if you're trying to build a team and you need those types of gear sets to make that team work, this is what you're going to have to get used to auto repeating throughout the day. Or if you get sweep tickets, you can sweep these as well. But once again, as far as what people have told me, people that have been playing this game in the SEA region, you eventually get to the point where you have quite a few sweep tickets. Just us early game players, we're not really there yet. So for the most part, you're going to turn this bad boy on auto repeat, set it up to like 20 runs and keep it going. 20 is the max for some reason. So even if you have a ton of stamina and you want to throw this bad boy on 75 auto repeats and go to bed, you can't. The maximum is 20. I don't know why. Sweep tickets and then max auto repeatness. It makes no sense to me, dude. The boss you can see here has an additional bar under her break bar. It's called an RG, which is basically her rage gauge. I think that's what it's called, actually. And once that pops off, she goes into a rage state, right? So if we can try to kill her before she gets enraged, that's a good thing. But if not, depending on how strong you are, you should be fine. But once again, cool ultimates, cool characters, great voice acting. You know, a daily loop that we already like in Epic 7 and Summoner's Wars, right? There's a reason why these types of games are so popular. So if you're looking for like a fresh one, right? Because Epic 7's been out forever. Summoner's Wars has been out forever. Raid Shadow Legends has been out forever. If you're looking for a game that's new, right? And you love this whole flow, Outerplane's not bad. The UI, I have to say, is the worst part, but everything else is like par for the course, right? It's just right there. It's just, just good enough. You know what I'm saying? Nothing mind-blowing, but nothing egregious either. Just, right there. And the fact that this is brought to you by Smilegate kind of gives you a little bit of comfort knowing that the game should be around for a decent amount of time, you would hope, as opposed to trying to play like a random, oh, here we go. We're finally doing our chain attack. Starter, follow up, finisher. There you go. Chain finished. I love the fact that they have extra animations when they get when they fall down. That's a nice little touch, right? I love it. I love it. So many games have enemies in them and the only thing they do is like jiggle and gyrate from damage. Like show me like, you know, the boss getting stunned or, you know, felled and stuff like that. I think it just adds a little bit to the immersion factor, right? So it took me like 2 minutes and 56 seconds to beat that. So yeah, just imagine auto repeating that bad boy. But obviously you want to get to the point where, you know, you get faster and faster when it comes to that. So that was the Chimera. You also have the Tyrant Toddler. The Tyrant Toddler is going to drop a life set, defense set, resilience, and life steal. Very cool. And then this guy over here, the Masterless Guardian, he's going to drop attack set, critical hit, evasion, and effectiveness. And then if we go out to the challenge screen here, you also have a weapon and accessory boss. Now these 3 bosses are going to drop weapons and accessories. The boss that I just showed you dropped armor, right? So the same thing goes here, right? So this sword has a little effect called destruction, momentum, scorching, etc., etc. Of course, we'll fight this one for the video. Mind's Eye, solidity, hunt, etc., etc. So we'll go ahead and jump in here and fight her. She's a blue elemental type. Early on, none of that stuff really matters, but of course, if you ever play, you know, Summoner's War for a really good example, you really are gonna want to start building mono teams so you can really just take these bosses down really, really quick, you know, farm as fast as possible. You're going to have teams that are really focused on single target boss fights versus teams that are more AoE focused for, like, you know, farming stages and farming the campaign stages, etc., etc. So these games are really all about building lots of teams, right? Lots and lots of teams await you in a game like this. So we'll go ahead and beat her up and see if she has anything special. But she's sitting on a nice frozen throne. You love to see. Uh oh, here's our ultimate. She's very bored of me. Dude, I see that face all the time. I'm on a date, you know what I'm saying? Is it me, FG? Oh, look at that. So that's kind of like anti-autoplay because she casted that. I just wasted a complete skill chain and an ultimate, and she was immune the entire time. So there might be some characters that you can bring to this fight that are designed to strip her of those buffs to make this a little bit more autoplay friendly. I'm almost sure of it, but I also kind of made it up, but it also feels right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Very, very nice. I like her. Eliza, very cool. I'm sorry. That wasn't a purposeful pun, but you know what? It worked. That character right over there with the floating sword, she's the character. She's not the main character, but she is the character the game gives you to teach you all of the mechanics. So the game kind of forces you to level her up. So you might as well get comfortable with her because the game is going to give you so many resources to help power this lady up. So you might as well use her, right? So that is that. Got myself some gear, and I'll show you the upgrade process. I'll try to do a summon. I'm pretty sure I can, maybe. So that's that, right? So you got your daily resource grinds over here. You can only enter these twice per day. So 2 times gold, 2 times food, 2 times upgrade stones. You can farm armor until you run out of stamina. You can farm weapon and accessories until you're out of stamina. You also have an endless tower mode where every few floors or so, you're also going to get these fragments for these this character over here, Sigma, which is pretty nice, right? So not only are you getting the reward from defeating the floor, you're also getting lots of fragments for this character. That is a nice touch. That makes, you know, climbing these towers a little bit more exciting because you're going to get a character. That's actually pretty cool. More games need to do that. You can see this is based on a season as well. So 7 days to try to climb as high on this tower as you possibly can to get as many Sigma pieces as you possibly can. That's nice. I like that. And of course, dude, it's 2023. What would a game be without a nice little labyrinth roguelite mode, of course. So you run around here. Let's go find ourselves a little encounter. We'll beat up on these dudes real quick. These servants of Illusion. I knew you were going to say that, dumb FG, dude. You know I had to. I had to do. Go ahead and destroy these guys real quick. This is ×2 speed autoplay, by the way. Very nice. Good damage. I kind of respect the lower damage numbers, like doing like 300 and doing like 200 or 1,000. Wow. Like there's something about having lower damage numbers that I really appreciate. In fact, dude, you can go smaller for me. That's what she said. You can go smaller for me. Like, dude, make this like, all right, what is this? All right, make that 391 damage. Chop that one off, baby. Make that 81. Like, you know, whatever. Like, I would love to have smaller numbers, at least for a little while. You know, games get to a point where the numbers are so big, they don't even really, like, they don't even compute, really. All right, so that is that encounter there. And then let's go over here and get this key here in a second. But at first, I got to choose an artifact. Let's go for increase D by 30%. We'll grab this key, because remember, there was a locked door over there. What is this? A little portal? A little quality of, oh. I thought it was going to be like a little take me back to the beginning. Ooh, I got a nice little artifact here. Increase attack by 50%. Very, very nice. Now, I haven't done this enough to fully judge how good the labyrinthness is. Pretty much my biggest thing when it comes to these, I need to have unique buffs, right? Like, it can't just be plus attack, plus D, plus HP. That's kind of boring. I want to see some things that kind of think outside the box. Let's do at least one more fight here and see if there's anything special. But now that we're doing 50% damage, I also took one before the video started, making sure that all my units do bleed. Reduce D, I thought they all do bleed. Yeah, so all of my heroes have a chance to do a bleed attack, which is very nice. That's a shield, so she's a really good tank. Because not only is she a tank, she can also shield all of her allies. I really, really like that. Makes my healer's job a little bit easier. Dude, that was some good damage. So you got a tank. We got our little sword waifu here that is just overpowered because the game makes it so. And then we have a little healer who can also do attack down, which is really good when you're fighting like a single target boss. Once again, survivability, right? Heals, attack down, plus shields is really going to be pretty helpful when it comes to fighting bosses and stuff like that in any turn-based JRPG gacha of any sort. You know what I'm saying? But let's see here. Increase the penetration of water elemental heroes, increase the area of effect damage. So far, yeah, just kind of whatever at the moment, but I'm not really ready to judge it completely because I haven't really done enough of it just yet. But you can see early on, it's kind of whatever. And that is all of the auxiliary gameplay modes that is currently available here in Outerplane, right? So if we go back over here, campaign, side story, all of those gameplay modes that I just showed you, and of course, arena, which is just arena, right? Find someone that you can beat up on them, climb the ladder, buy things out of the shop. I mean, very straightforward. I'm not even gonna do this because it's just PvP, right? So let's end this video off as we always do inside of Fitzy's waifu splash screen, you know what I'm saying? You also have a base here as well. So right now I got a little expedition going on. Go get me some sandwiches, y'all. Auto formation, they go out on a journey, they come back, they bring goodies. You can also power up your little facilities here. So my autoplay enhancements, I unlocked all of those. This unlocks different idle rewards as you're offline. This is gonna increase your expedition, so your dispatch mode. You also have crafting over here, so you can improve the quality of your crafting in whatever supply module is. And then, like I said, as you're offline, you will get resources that you can collect here and keep it moving. Not an idle game, but it does have a little bit of idle functionality. Now let's go ahead and end the video off as we always do inside the guild. The game also has a little guild functionality as well. Nothing too crazy here. When you're in a guild, your guild leader can buff you up by unlocking some of these here. So this improves the number of guild members you can have, your shop level, how much gold you get, how much EXP you get, and reducing the cost of gold crafting. Of course, in order to do that for your guild, you need to participate by fighting bosses, right? Just like in all these games, when you fight these bosses, it's not about beating the boss, it's about laying down as much DPS as you possibly can. This guy looks like a boss right out of Nax in the World of Warcraft. I can't remember his name, I never do. Is it Kaz? Asmodeus? I think it's in Heroes of the Storm too. I can't remember. But there you go. Just do as much Dumas as you possibly can. That'll get you a score, and you'll help out your guild. And now finally we'll end the video off as we always do with a nice little summon session. I only have 9 tickets. Well, yeah, it'll let me buy that 10th one. So let's go ahead and let this full summon animation play out. Please recharge your core energy. Here we go. Looks mighty blue. Looks pretty blue, orange, green, purple. What color am I looking for? 1 stars here. I'll let a few of them.
I'm Shu. I heard this was the hottest place in all of Mercia right now.
Nice. I'll let some of their voice acting play out for you.
I think there's been a mistake. I'm not good enough to be here.
Yes, you are, Yuri. You're just fine.
I'm Lily, the most elegant and beautiful of the Northern Frost Elf nobility.
So yeah, even the low rarity characters have voice acting. So very nice touch. Again, the UI really betrays this game. It really does. The game absolutely, like I feel like a lot of people just looked at the game and was like, nah, bruh, like I ain't playing a game that looks like this. And dude, I don't blame you. I get you. I understand. I'll show you the upgrade process real quick like. Okay, we'll use Tio as an example here because she's a 3-star. So very straightforward when it comes to leveling up your characters. They eat food, you level them up, you'll eventually hit a breakthrough point here, which I don't have enough for, but as long as you have the corresponding elemental type crystal, so in this case, fire, red, you feed her enough crystals, you can break her through past level 20, and then you can keep on going beyond that level. Now, as far as gear, once again, it's all separated from armor and weapons. So this is a healer, so I'm pretty sure here I'm gonna be looking for things that are like life set gear, right? So I'll go ahead and give you a helmet. I'm just guessing, I'm hoping that she scales off of HP, but I guess we'll find out here in a second. Give her a bunch of HP gear, and that will activate her set bonus. Very straightforward. Once again, you have definitely seen stuff like that before. So now she has a 4-piece life set, and she's looking good. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, there was 2 sets of bosses, an armor set of bosses, and then a weapon and accessory set of bosses. Now, this is this over here. So you're gonna be looking for, now I don't really have a great example of a good weapon for her, I don't really think, but you're gonna be looking for a weapon type that's gonna kind of correspond to that class type to make sure they have the best bonuses possible. These are just green pieces of gear, so these aren't really what you're looking for. But if you remember some of the buffs some of those weapons weapons and accessories had. You're going to want to kind of pair those up with the character class in question in order to maximize your damage. You also have special gear as well. So you have talismans. So these talismans are basically team wide, right? So if you put this on someone, as long as that person is on your team, this is going to basically give a recovery of 5 chain points when attacking a target that's enraged. Once again, really, really good if you're fighting like a single target boss, for example. Skills are very straightforward. Leveling up skills require skill books as well as gold. And then as far as transcending your character, this is what dupes are going to be used for. This is going to increase your star level, your base stats, and also unlock different burst abilities, as you guys might expect. And the game also has a little a trust system, a little affinity system here. You can give them gifts. I'm not giving you any of those. You can give them gifts. It'll unlock more voice lines. Yep, unlock more voice lines. And you get these little expressions that you can lock on your character, right? So check this out. I have her looking all angry. Watch. Or I can make her smile. Hey, go to sleep. Default chilling, right? So that's what you can look for as you level up your character's affinity and trust system. So there you go, my friends. A nice little look at Outerplane. Like I said earlier in the video, it's fine. It's right there. You know, not gonna blow you away, but it's not egregious outside of the UI. Perfectly playable, especially if you are a fan of Epic 7, Summoner's Wars, Raid Shadow Legends. You're looking for something similar, and you want something that's gonna be supported by a publisher that has a pretty decent track record of supporting their games for a long time. The last game that Smilegate shut down, I did a shutdown video of it, but I forgot the name of it. That game was way past death before they even shut it down. So you would assume a game like this is gonna have a nice long life. So that is it. My name is FG, bruh. Nah, FG, your name ain't FG, bruh. Your name is Outerplane 24018. You didn't even bother to name your account. What does that mean? Huh? What? Man, I gotta go, man. I got stuff to do. See y'all later.